Hey there, everybody. It is Friday, and that means it is a Black Friday, and we are back discussing the Blacklist, and we have another commenter suggested video here.
Yes, this is so good. This has been really fun. We did one of these on Tuesday
Yeah.
and it was really fun. You guys seem to like it a lot. So, we're doing another comment suggested video today, and if you guys have anything else to ask us that you want us to talk about here at the channel this summer regarding Blacklist,
Yeah.
any theories, any sort of discussions, anything that we haven't already covered here, just leave it in the comments for us. And we look at all the comments,
Yeah.
and you could be next.
Yeah. And this one is going to be fun. This one is coming from I Love Animals Forever.
Oh, we love animals forever
It
too.
is perfectly suited for us. You chose your screen name wisely. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
All right, and so we're talking here about what could be coming with the task force, Panna Baker,
Yep.
Wrestler.
Yep. This is all task force. What could be coming up for them in season 9?
All right, and as we do get into this and share some of our own theories and ideas, there's that subscribe button. It is lingering right there. It is asking to be pressed. It wants you to get more updates on the Blacklist. We hope you do.
Also, if you want more animal pics,
Bye.
you could head over to our Instagram at Matt and Jess TV. We really appreciate everyone that's gone over there and given us a follow.
Okay, so the first big question when it comes to the task force: are they donezo? Are they complete, finito, over?
Yeah, and I think they have to be. Panna Baker said that there was the burn notice on Liz. That's fine, but she also said that straight up the task force is done. So I'm not sure why she's then gonna kind of dance back in the room, be like, "Hey, if you guys want to come back together, no problem." None of it makes any sense.
Yeah,
Burn notice done. Now task force dismantled.
it feels inevitable that we have to go there, and I think it actually kind of has to happen because we've seen the task force be threatened with a shutdown. I don't know how many times. How many more times can they get away with threatening the same twist and then not actually doing it?
This time, I feel like it has legs. It needs to be shut down. Everyone on there was completely compromised when it comes to how much they care about Reddington, how much they care about Liz, every line they're willing to cross to help Liz. It needs to be shut down. She's not wrong. So let's get into some of the theories of where we think this could go. So one of my theories has long been that the task force will now go work with Reddington. Reddington still has his empire. He still has people on the blacklist. Maybe now it's not going to be used to protect Liz anymore. But I've been thinking maybe he wants to dismantle it. If he doesn't need it anymore, and yes, there's the Agnes of it all, but if he doesn't need it to protect Liz anymore and he doesn't want to do it anymore, why not hire the task force? They've all worked together for a long time now. Wrestler wants to take down bad guys.
Yeah.
Everybody go to the new bunker since the old one got burnt down and then start taking them out.
I'm a big fan of this idea. I'm a big fan of just think about it this way. Donald Wrestler has to work for Raymond Reddington. How much do you think that's going to annoy Wrestler just endlessly?
It could give him a lot of good material.
The entertainment potential here is really, really good. Cooper having to answer to Reddington could be really, really fun. I like a lot of this. I will also say, a theory I've thought a lot about, because this is one of my favorite sort of tropes on TV in general, is you have the finale where the organization is shut down, or the team of superheroes stops fighting crime together, and then they all go off and do their separate things, and then the premiere starts off and you have one of them working in a bakery or something, and then you have to try to find a way to get the gang back together.
Yep.
What if the FBI is sort of okay, we're not doing the task force anymore, but you guys are all reasonably competent agents when you're not compromised and or being obsessed with Liz, Wrestler, and so with that in mind, we're gonna just
and Iran.
Yeah,
Wrestler's not alone in that.
are they all just gonna be sent off into different directions, and then we're gonna start off season 9 and maybe wrestlers working on some assignment like halfway around the world, and
Cooper's working at a Cinnabon.
Yeah, Cooper is now working at a Cinnabon, and Reddington shows up and is just like, I need you guys to get the task force, like the FBI.
Let's get the boys back together again and Park.
And can I also get a half dozen cinnamon rolls, please? But like, I love the idea of like the task force having to find their way back together, whether it be at the FBI or elsewhere, and like somebody is like a unifying force behind it.
Okay, I also like the idea that the task force will sort of go underground, but still together, sort of a little bit like they did on the last season of Blind Spot.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit of that, and it's kind of fun to see that if they don't have the entire FBI at their fingertips, that they can get whatever information they want, then they do have to sort of lean a little more heavily on Reddington. And Reddington has to lean a little more heavily on them because he also no longer has sort of the infinite FBI, resources.
They all have to be in this together, and that is kind of what this, for all of the misgivings about Season 9 that are out there right now, and we know there are plenty of them, I do really like the idea of, here is the task force who has worked just this whole time, just like begrudgingly with Reddington, sort of having to wake up and realize, oh, we actually need to make this happen now. We actually all need to work together and be kind of happy about it. Like, this could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, any way that they cut this cake, wrestler is going to have a problem with Reddington. I mean, just from what we saw at that last scene of him sort of running down the street and sort of seeing what's going on, I mean, I think he's going to have a lot of blame on Reddington for a lot of this because, we've talked about this a little bit, but if Reddington hadn't come into Liz's life, would Liz still be alive? Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I tend to think so. Okay, since Panna Baker was brought up in the initial question here by I Love Animals Forever, okay, what is Panna Baker's role in all of this? Because I keep wanting to dance around this idea that Panna Baker is like the big bad, and I'm not even necessarily saying that she's evil, but just like an adversary. Maybe they have to convince Panna Baker to let them get the task force back together. Like, how is she involved with all of this?
Or if they do go sort of underground, a la like a Blind Spot, and they're doing things off the book sort of thing, that could be something that Panna Baker needs to shut down. She's already shut down the task force. She's like, stop it. Stop working with Reddington. It's over. You guys need to stop. And now they're like, no, we're not going to stop. We're just going to do it over here now without your help. So this could be... Yeah, not that she's a villain or a big bad, but that she's just a foil for them where she's just like, I told you guys to stop, and I'm going to find you, and I'm going to make you stop.
And I think the show needs that. I think we need a lot more Panna Baker, because unless you're bringing on board like some other sort of big bad or overarching character, it's like, who is there to sort of hold people accountable at this point? Because there's no like Liz threatening Reddington anymore, and we don't even know how active Reddington's gonna be doing stuff because he may be grieving for all of Season 9 for all we know.
And we know that all of the members of the task force live in a gray area. None of them are Boy Scouts or completely all good. I mean, we've seen all of them do stuff that toe that line or completely blow up that line.
The last thing that I sort of wonder about here is I would assume that after all of the shenanigans of Season 8 and before that, there's probably going to be some sort of order to keep Raymond Reddington as far away from any of these people as possible. If I was Panna Baker, I'd have people watching the task force. How does Reddington communicate with them now? Is it like carrier pigeon? Does he like pick up some like magical burner phone to do it?
Or what happens to Reddington at all? If they don't need him anymore, I mean, can they just pick him up?
Yeah. Like, there has to be a way to get these groups working together again, because I felt like one of the problems with Season 8 was it's like the characters were all kind of isolated from each other. Liz was away from the task force, Red was away from Liz. Like, they're all better together in some capacity.
Well, that's the other thing too, is I'm kind of wondering if we do have a situation where the task force is off underground doing their own thing, and they're maybe not working with Reddington as much, just a little bit. Is it possible then that Panabaker, to try to get to the task force, has to form more of a relationship with Reddington to try to hunt them down and find them?
Yes, I want Panabaker Reddington scenes.
There just has to be a reason to keep the FBI involved in this. And if the task force is no longer part of it and Reddington's no longer part of it, then Panabaker has to have a reason to be on the show anymore. And she has to have a reason to try to find her, defunct task force, or to find Reddington, who's no longer really working with them anymore.
Please give Aram a good storyline in all this. I'm sure we'll talk more about Aram later this summer, but I love Aram.
Yeah, we're going to have some character, theories and discussion videos where we'll just talk about Rustler, just talk about Aram.
All right, well now, let's just hear from you guys. What do you want to see for the task force in Season 9? How is this going to work? Let us know, and let us know your questions if you want them to be featured in an upcoming video as well.
Yeah, just leave them in the comments for us, and we read all the comments, and we will, maybe you'll be next.
Thank you guys for watching. We will see you here next time.